he's the best, always bringing me up. And after 4 kids in like 2.5 years, it does, rock you a bit. But I would say like 8.5 if I have to. Sure.
Okay.
I go with 10.
10?
I think I'm doing my best, and probably 8.
Okay. So pull back up the thing, please. Okay. So ask everyone to rate their looks total face body. I'm assuming you guys gave me your total count. So I'm curious, let's do the breakdown face body, going back around. So what do you rate your face? What do you rate your body? Go ahead.
I would rate my face a 9 and my body a 7. Oh, can I not choose 7?
So 6 or 8?
Yeah, I'll do 8.
All right. What about you?
For face, I say 8.5, and for body, 5.
There's no limit for both.
Oh my God, Anita. Okay. We're doing. Okay. All right.
I say face 5, body 5.
Okay.
I'm always being judged when I go to castings and modeling, so do I have to judge myself again?
Yes.
It's always being judged.
Yep.
I'll do 9 for face and 8 for body.
Oh my God. So superficial.
No. Tell me about it.
With the makeup on. Says 6 in the morning without makeup on. 4.5 if we go with the face. Body 8. I'm working out. I'm playing pickleball all the time.
Body infinity because it just birthed 4 beautiful humans, and honestly, that is a feat in itself. Face 8.5. I love my face personally.
Okay.
But I think Victoria's Secret models have a 10, so you really shouldn't rate yourself a 10 really ever unless that's what you do.
I'd go face and body 10. I don't like to be counted, so I just want to feel myself 10 always.
So face 10, body 10.
Yep.
Okay. And total 10, I'm assuming. Okay. And then what about you?
So I'm 36, but a lot of people, they said like I'm looks like 28, 29. So I think I'm doing my best, as I said. So face, I think 9, and body 8, honestly.
Okay. I give myself total 5. Face 5.5, body 4.5. Gotta lose some weight, for sure. Rocking the dad bod. Andrew, what about you?
4.
Okay. Face, body?
I don't think it's indistinguishable. I think
That's
that
about the same. Okay.
I think that you can have a really pretty face and still be a very unattractive person, depending on the body and vice versa. I think it's intertwined, and so I think that you would give a number to the overall appearance versus giving it to these individualistic characters. I mean, what are we going to do next, right? Well, I think my nails are a 10. Well, I think my ears are an 8. I think my nose is a 5.5, right? Like you can kind of reduce this endlessly to what I think the point of the question is to kind of take all of those characteristics and combine them so that we have a number of attractiveness, right? So that it's not just like kind of endlessly reduced into these these various criteria, or we can never get anywhere, right?
Oh, one quick question, and you can just do show of hands for the whole panel. Have you ever seen a beautiful woman with a mid guy? Just show of hands. Yes. I think that's the entire panel here. Beautiful woman. They've all seen beautiful women. So you gave yourself a 10 over here. So do you think none of the women here rated themselves a 10? Do you think that you're the most beautiful woman here?
No, I'm not comparing myself with them. I just I just moved recently, like 3 months ago, and I gained weight and I got some pimples in my face because of that stress. So from that moment, I decided to believe that I'm beautiful, whatever whatever condition I am in. So that's why I'm rating 10. Like I'm not comparing myself with them.
But you said you got pimples and you gained weight.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I judged myself first for that. So
Right.
now I don't want to judge myself for.
And were
the stress I'm
you,
going through.
are you less beautiful or more beautiful after, or more attractive rather, not beautiful? Are you less attractive or more attractive with the weight gain and the acne pimples?
I feel beautiful myself now. So I was
Well, that's not the question.
Okay.
So you could still be beautiful despite these things.
Yep.
But are you more, I'll just use the words, are you more beautiful now that you have pimples and you've gained weight
Yes.
than you were before?
I feel myself beautiful right now. So I'm not comparing.
You're not
with
even
or
comparing
without.
yourself to yourself?
Yeah. So with or without, I'm beautiful for myself.
So wait, were you a 10 before the weight gain and the pimples?
So when first I gained weight and got this face issue, I judged myself a lot. So after judging, I made conclusion recently, like maybe 2 weeks ago, that I don't want to judge myself because how I look or if I gain weight. So that's why now I want to feel myself 10 every day.
But were you a 10 before the weight gain and the acne?
When exactly?
Well, okay, you said you moved here, 3 months ago, or 3 months ago, was it?
Yep.
You started getting acne, you gained some weight. But before you moved here, where did you move from? Kazakhstan?
No, I moved from Chicago.
Oh, Chicago, okay. So when you were in Chicago, what was
I
your...
didn't think about it.
Well, what? Okay, you didn't think about it then, but retrospectively, looking back, what would you rate yourself?
No, I was still judging myself that time.
Okay, but so right now,
Yep.
if you had to rate yourself 5 months ago, before the weight gain, before the pimples, what would you rate yourself? Were you a 10 then?
No,
What were you then?
I was like face 6, maybe body 8.
Face 6, body 8. So a couple questions here. Back then, face 6, body 8, now 10-10. So just so I understand correctly. You're more attractive now after you've gained weight and you have acne.
Yes.
Do you want to, just curious, do you want to lose weight or gain more weight?
I'm right now on my nutrition, so I'm thinking about losing weight, but not because
Why?
of weight,
But
but
hold
I
on.
want to feel healthy myself. Like for health. For health,
Okay.
I want to lose weight.
But do you see why I'm a bit confused here? Because you said, well, back then when I didn't have acne this bad, I didn't weigh this much,
Yeah.
I was less attractive. But now that I've gained weight and I have acne, I'm now more attractive.
Yes. This is how I think.
Let me ask you a question. When it comes to what you find attractive in men, do you find men who are physically fit, and I'm not saying big bodybuilder, roided up, just physically fit men, do you find them more attractive, or do you find obese men more attractive?
It's how he feels, how confident he is. I don't look.
Let's assume they're of the same confidence,
safe confidence.
and they have all the same qualities, but one is physically
Yeah, sure.
fit.
Like who's physically fit is more attractive.
But so when men are physically fit, and let's just throw in have clear skin, good skin, whatever, they're more attractive.
Yeah.
Does this also apply to women? Or does it not apply to women?
I look more for confidence, so I don't look for looks. So it's hard to answer this question. This is how I counted myself. If I look other person, I don't go and ask how do you rate yourself. So I don't. If he is confident or he or she confident and he likes how he looks or she looks, I'm okay with that. I don't go there. So I never thought about this so deeply.
Do you think that gaining weight and having bad skin tends to make people more attractive or less attractive?
It's not about other person. I'm talking about myself, right? So
I'm talking in general.
in general, I don't know. Every person is personal, so I don't want to make a conclusion for other person. Like this is only how I treat myself and how I look for myself. So I don't want to answer this question.
Well, you answered the question about men. You said you'd prefer the physically fit man to weigh less because you would find them more physically attractive if they were physically fit as opposed to overweight, and if they had clear skin as opposed to acne.
Again, how the other person feel, I don't. I see what you're trying to do.
Okay, so
yeah.
you said you don't know how the other person feels. So let me ask you a question then. Do you think men generally prefer women who are overweight or women who are physically fit?
I haven't asked. I'm not the man.
You haven't what?
I haven't asked.
You haven't asked men?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, even if you haven't asked men this, what do you think?
You say to me, you are a man. Why I
No.
should answer the
What do you? Okay. So you're 30, right? You're an intelligent woman. You said you're an engineer.
Yep.
You're an intelligent woman. You don't need to. For example, I don't need to necessarily ask like a sample size of people to have a inkling towards what the way something might be. So what do you think men prefer? Physically fit women or overweight women?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
Just guess.
Why are you trying? What are you trying to do with me? Like, what do you want to hear?
We're having a conversation. That's what I'm trying to do.
I already said my point of view. That's how I treat myself. It doesn't appear. It doesn't.
I'm asking you
affect
about
other
men.
person.
I'm asking you what you think men want. Okay, then, do you think men prefer women with clear skin or who have severe acne?
Again, I don't know. You should ask men this question.
What do you think?
I don't think about this question. I don't want to think about this question.
If you were to ask me, for example,
Yep.
do I think women? I'm trying to think how do I think women are attracted to men with confidence? This is a question I can answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think women like tall men? This is a question I can answer. Don't you think it's important to know what men like in order to be able to operate in life and find a partner? Or do you not concern yourself with this?
I just think I should like myself.
Sure, but that doesn't really answer the question.
That's maybe what should I figure out with other men and ask him, like,
So you can't. So if I were to ask you, if you just had to guess, you can't even ask any men. Do men prefer women with a healthy body fat percentage or obese women? You wouldn't even be able to take a crack at answering this question?
I assume that men will prefer healthy woman, whatever healthy for how she feels like. She feels healthy herself in her body.
Well, I don't care how she feels. I really don't care how she feels. So
I
Nick,
want a man
close the doors, please.
care about how
promptly.
I feel. So you're just going round, like round and round.
A man can only care about how you feel once he's initially attracted to you and started dating you and then gets to know you and starts to care about you. Men are visual creatures.
So sorry, continue, but I have some follow-up questions. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, men are very visual. I feel like with women, attraction can grow for a man, but men are generally very visual. There has to be initial attraction for them to care. That's why men go on first dates. If they're not attracted, doesn't matter how cool you are, they're probably not going to get to know you more and not see you again. Most men, not all of men, but that is my opinion.
I agree.
Okay,
So you just can't pretend attraction doesn't play a part, basically, is what I'm saying to her. Like, she's saying, this is how I feel, that's fine, but, unless a man is your boyfriend or your partner, he doesn't really care how you feel if he's a stranger. And to get to that place, he has to first initially be attracted to you.
Do you want to get married?
Me, yeah.
Do you want to have kids?
Yes, I want.
Do you currently have any kids?
No, I don't.
No kids. Okay. And so, do you think that there are things that men need to do better when it comes to having a girlfriend or getting women?
Attentive. He should be attentive, open, and honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you think physical attraction is important when it comes to dating for both men and women?
Yeah, sure. Whatever when a person is healthy, like I'm more care about mental health. So if he's mentally healthy, I can go on date and know him better, like stuff like that. But I'm not putting how he looks, like if he has some body stuff. But I'm more attracted how he can listen, how open he is. So.
Do you think men care about physical appearance when it comes to women?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I'm just still confused by the whole. Well, okay. One quick thing. You said, well, you can be overweight but still be healthy. I mean, but isn't this just not the case?
Healthy, I meant mentally, but if the person care about himself and care about his body, of course it's plus. It should, like, I consider that. But right now, I gain weight, and right now I feel that I am working on my confidence, and this is what is important right now for me. So that's why I rated myself 10.
Okay. Are you willing to date an average man?
Yes.
Would you date a guy who's not a 10?
Yes, if he is it's as soon as we can talk and have good conversation, and we have same vision or stuff more that we can feel each other, like we have some chemistry, and if he's confident and he's funny and he doesn't look like perfectly, but he can entertain me and like make me fun and laughed, of course I will think about him as a like husband material. I more about having deep connection in conversations. So sometimes people look different, so I don't have specific like 10 body, like
Sure.
I only talk with that.
Final question on this, and I'm going to kind of move it on a little bit. Do you think men prefer humble women or cocky women?
I think the both are humble.
Humble women?
Yeah. If to choose between them, I will choose humble.
Are you humble?
I am humble.
You said you were a 10.
But it's me, like saying, I don't want you to think as like it's my humble answer.
Let me ask you a question. If I said that I think I'm the most beautiful man in the world, would you agree with me? The most physically attractive man, would you agree with me?
Okay, yeah, if you want.
No. Is it true? Because I'm looking for the truth.
Okay.
Is it true? I'm not. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You can.
But you're not feeling 10 already to begin with.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
You don't feel 10, so I don't feel 10 from you.
But if I said I was a 10, that would make me a 10, right?
There you go. You lost the opportunity.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be more attractive? Because all of you said, wouldn't it be more attractive that a guy, operated within the realm of reality. He wasn't delusional. He saw things for what they truly were. He was humble. Wouldn't this be more attractive than the guy that... I'm sure all of you at this table know a man. You can picture him in your mind's eye. You've met him, you've talked to him, who thinks he's the shit. Look, these girls know. He thinks he's the shit, but he's not. He thinks he's fucking really good looking, but he's not. He thinks he's super fucking cool, but he's not. These girls know exactly what I'm talking about.
They humbled that guy real quick.
But so, y'all have that experience of a guy like that, but I don't know, a lot of y'all are, no offense, but...
Now, I know you're not a natural beauty, but I think with the right clothes and the right look, you could be very striking.
That was Nick who pressed that, by the way. Don't y'all think it's a bit delusional? There was like 3 9s, 110. Don't y'all? That's
But
y'all are on par with like the most beautiful women in the world. Really?
Yeah.
I may think I'm beautiful. You don't have to think like that. So, or either of us. So it's my personal opinion, and that's.
But so okay, you guys might feel uncomfortable that we're talking about this, and you might feel under attack that I'm bringing this up. But so one of the really big issues that I see in the dating marketplace is that a lot of women conflate sexual interest from men as dating interest. And so what ends up happening is you'll get all these likes and DMs and think you have millions of options and the luxury to be picky. And maybe you get hit up by a guy who's more attractive than you, and you think, well, hold on, this guy is this attractive. I have sexual access to him, ergo, that is like where I fall in the hierarchy in the dating marketplace. He's an 8, I'm an 8. He's a 10, I'm a 10. That's not the case, though. So most of these guys, they just want you for sex. That's one thing. And so the other component here is that if you have an inaccurate self-assessment of your own physical attractiveness, you're going to be chasing men who are, no offense, quite frankly, out of your league. And so but here's the difference, though. If I step to a girl who's out of my league, instant rejection. I don't get anything from her. I don't get a conversation. I don't get a date. I don't get sex. You as women can get sex and dates and attention from men that are out of your league. And they'll string you along. They'll keep you around as a friends with benefits for weeks, months, who knows. And I don't agree with this. Because me personally, my position is, I think you shouldn't sleep with somebody unless you have an intention of being in a relationship with them. Me personally, I have no interest in one-night stands or sleeping with a girl once or sleeping with a girl that I don't see a potential for a long-term relationship. But a lot of men don't operate like that. And there's a lot of very attractive men who have the capacity and the capability of sleeping with a lot of women but have no interest in committing to them. A lot of men will operate this way. I don't agree with it, but it's just the reality. And so women will find themselves in situationships, never getting commitment from men. And then the other kind of negative component I see here is that because of this, or because of a sort of inaccurate assessment of your own physical attractiveness, the men who are actually in your league, who would actually give you commitment, who will love you, who will take care of you, who will give you marriage, you think you're settling for them. You think you're settling. You won't be attracted to them. You'll spend your 20s chasing after these hyper-attractive men, whether it's their status, their money, their looks, personality, what have you. And then finally, you will most likely never get commitment from them. Then in your late 20s, 30s, time to, okay, I guess I got to settle. And then you'll settle, even though it's not actually settling, it's actually a guy who's in your league. You'll probably treat him with contempt. The relationship will be terrible. You won't be attracted to him, even though you probably should, because he's actually in your league. This is also harmed by the fact that women can elevate their appearance through plastic surgery and makeup, something that's not really readily available for men, although there are some ways that men can improve their physical appearance. So in addition to that, you will rank yourself like filter, makeup, boom, this is what I am. You don't always rank yourself, well, this is what I look without makeup and unflattering lighting, whatever, what have you.
Hail and well met.
Yo,
Lol
thank you, Lol
Paladins donated $200.02. I'll say it bluntly if B won't. You aren't a 10. You aren't 9s. Stop lying. It makes you look stupid. It makes you sound crazy. No one wants a relationship with a woman who lies or a defective mind.
Lol Paladins, thank you, man. Appreciate the TTS. I appreciate the TTS. Just to kind of wrap things up here on this. So I think there's a pretty big differential here, too, when it comes to dating. So I would argue for most men, if we can sleep with a girl, there's a very high likelihood we can get her in a relationship. If I sleep with a girl, I'm fairly confident I can get her in a relationship. I can't say the same when it comes to women.
Yeah.
It's not always the case that, like, how confident are you that just because you can sleep with a guy, you can get him in a relationship?
Yeah, you're talking about box theory, which I completely agree with. When you first meet a man, usually they put you in one of 3 boxes, like wifey material, which we all want to be in that box, but that's very rare. Date material, like I'll date her, or I'm just going to hook up with her. And so women have a hard time differentiating that, and then yes, they waste years in situationships. I completely agree with the first part of what you said, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's up to women to discern what box you're in with that particular man. So that's really all we can do. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, and women don't like it, but we don't, I mean, generally, men hold the power to be with us. Exactly what Brian is saying. Like, you're right. Women kind of can have sex with who they want. Men get married when they want. So you got to know where you fit in that box. And if your goal is to be married and have kids, like it was my goal and I'm at that goal, then you got to not waste your time with the wrong guys who are going to waste your time in the wrong box for years and years and years. So you don't get to, late 30s, early 40s, calling me, crying, I want to have a kid, I want to have a baby, find me a guy. That is literally the worst place to be in. And there's so many women in that place. And it's honestly really, really sad.
That was well put. That was well put.
Thank you.
But look, not all women do this, of course, but I do think it's a recipe for disaster if we're gassing up women to have a unrealistic self-assessment of where they stand in the dating marketplace. For example, let's say you're trying to sell your house, and you think, well, my house is worth $2 million. Well, the market dictates what your house is worth. So, if you're trying to sell your house for $2 million, but it's worth $1 million, it's going to sit on the market, and nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely, I deal with delusional women all day in my DMs. Like, I probably got 50 DMs a day of women, I joined your database, can you please set me up, what can I do? And I'm like, there's no guarantee of being contacted. Like, please stop, so absolutely.
I don't know, just seems like maybe we can go through it like really quick.
Yeah.
Well, for you, are you looking for how tall do you want your guy to be?
Taller than me.
Okay, so how tall are you?
5'2".
5'2". Okay, so 5'3" and up is fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much money you want him to make?
More than me.
How much do you make?
120.
120. Okay. So 120K, make more than you. Any other characteristics that you need in a man?
Funny.
Funny? Mm-hmm. Really? If a guy's not funny, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, if we don't have fun, like, I think relationship is, like, I feel myself good, right? So other person should be happy with himself too, and we can together create something even more. So I consider myself funny, so I wanna interesting, funny, like open, and
When you say you think you're funny, do you mean you have a sense of humor,
Yep.
or you're funny?
No, sense of humor.
Well, so sense of humor is, I think, the capacity to detect humor. So they're kind of different. Like, sense of humor would be like, I recognize something that's funny, but you might not be able to tell a joke or make somebody laugh for the. It's impossible.
Other person should laugh too. Like, it should be both way funny.
All right, tell me a joke.
I cannot when you ask like that. I'm not comedian, so I just want other person and me feel.
But you do consider yourself to be funny.
Yes.
And it's a deal breaker if the guy's not funny.
Yes, it's important for me.
Why do y'all want men to be your entertainment? Like, why is that so important?
We like to laugh.
No, I get that women want it, and men who can make you laugh tend to outcompete those that don't. But why? Why is that important? Like, why?
It's so true, and it's so annoying. Like, honestly, it's so annoying because I will set a woman up with a great guy. Like, honestly, I really stand behind my clients. I think they're great.
Great on paper, right? They're great on paper.
No, I get to know them, and I don't take someone on unless I feel they're a good person. I mean, I have to sleep at night, right?
But I'm saying they're great on paper, but they're not funny, for example.
Like, yeah, it's not even a funny thing. The woman will be like, well, I just didn't feel chemistry on the dates. I'm like, you can't give him a second date. Like, you can't bring yourself to, like, go to Nobu for a second date. Like, please, like, give him a second chance, you know? Like, this guy really likes you. He's marriage-minded. There's not very many men these days that even want a serious relationship. I mean, we're in a crisis of that. And you can't bring yourself to give this 6'1", extremely wealthy guy who likes you and is handsome another chance. He has to just be hilarious and entertaining on the first date. Like, I agree with you. It's completely ridiculous. And a lot of women, they pass up all these guys over and over again, and then they're like, there's no good guys out there. Like, there is. You're saying no to them.
And then also, I mean, couldn't it be the case with some of these men that, you know, maybe they're nervous on the date, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe they're nervous.
It's a lot of pressure a first date. I mean, honestly, I talk about this on my Instagram. I almost ruined my own life and didn't go on a second date with my husband. I swear, I almost did. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, I absolutely need to give this another chance. And it's what you're saying. Like, it was actually a great first date, but like, I think I was used to, like, as most women are, used to, like, the butterflies and the chemistry, but that's actually toxic. That's actually your nervous system saying this guy isn't really good for you. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to give it a second chance. And he even said, he goes, I was nervous on our first date. You know, I was. And it's just too much pressure women put on a first date. They want, like, an entertainer. And the guy that's entertaining, that's super funny, that's the wrong guy. That's a player. That's generally. That's the wrong guy to be with.
Okay. That was pretty based. Pretty based. Do you encounter this a lot with you're a professional matchmaker? Yeah. I mean, do you encounter this a lot with the women that, you know, you set them up with these men who are just great on paper, but they're like, I didn't. He was great, you know, great, nice guy, paid for the date, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Date went well, but I didn't really feel the click or the chemistry.
Yeah, they're like, I didn't feel chemistry, and I don't know, and yeah, but thanks for setting me up. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I would urge you to give the guy another chance. Like, I would at least go on 3 dates and see how you feel after that, and then talk to me. And they're like, no. And I mean, at that point, I can't help you when you call me in 5 years and you're 43 and single and want a kid. I can't help you. I hang the phone up. Like, you did this to yourself, in my opinion.
Based. That's so based. We'll get into some more pre-show notes. I want to read a couple of the chats here. Anissa, I'm going to have you read these, okay?
If you remove all of the preamble, women prattle before